How poor people are identified and measured. Why poverty line numbers are so low in India.
Grandpa, what's shocking is that the current poverty line basket PLB for rural and urban poor is 28 rupees 65 paise and 32 rupees respectively, which is very low. We pay this amount for parking a car in our cities. Why can't they revise the same to 100 rupees per day per person as the new PLB? Wouldn't that be a decent thing to do?
Haha, you have asked a very valid question. Except that it deceives a complete lack of understanding about why countries have a poverty line at all. One of the main concerns for any welfare-oriented government in any country is to provide relief to the poorest population. To this end, governments come up with policies like providing cheap food grains or free education or some kind of unemployment benefit. And to know whether these schemes are working or not, government and its economists draws a poverty line and monitors whether its policies are raising the well-being of its poorest people. The idea behind a poverty line is to choose a number, partly based on some educated assumptions and some sample data, which would capture the picture of the lowest 20% to 30% of the population. This way, the government gets to know the exact standard of living of its poorest population, and as such, it can then tailor its anti-poverty programs more accurately.
Why can't the government include 75% of its population or everyone who is in need in the poverty line?
That way, it will only muddle the government's policy prescription for the poorest people.
Why and how?
Imagine you are the government responsible for preparing the best pro-poor policies in a country of 5 people, A, B, C, D and E. Now, total income in the economy is 100 rupees, out of which A earns 35 rupees, B earns 30 rupees, C earns 20 and D and E earns 10 rupees and 5 rupees respectively. In a way, you would intuitively understand that D and E are the poorest in the economy, and as such, you might draw the poverty line at 10 rupees. That way, you will be able to narrow down your focus to the 2 poorest people. The next person is C with twice the income of D and 4 times the income of E.
Grandpa, why can't we increase poverty line base to 20 rupees and include C in your poverty list too?
You're getting quite generous. No, because 1, you will have fewer resources left to be given to D and E, who are decidedly much poorer than C. For example, C may not need subsidized food grains. Instead, C may need some help with skills, perhaps in the form of some government subsidy to allow C to pick up a skill. However, a decision to opt for subsidized skill development instead of subsidized grains may prove fatal for E, who is likely to be severely malnourished and acutely incompetent in the short term to earn even 2 square meals. Remember, governments have limited resources.